Alright, so this problem tells us to find y. Now we have something that's a little bit different. We have the word arcsine. Arcsine is the same thing as the inverse of sine. Cos, what's another way of writing inverse of sine? Arcsine. Cos, what's another way of saying arcsine? Inverse of sine. Let's go through the steps. What's the first step? Class, we have an equation.
Yes.
Yes, it's right there. Number 2, what's the next step? Let's switch them. Go ahead and circle what we're going to switch. We're going to be switching the 1/2 with y. We're switching the x's and y's. I'm going to put a little box around that. Don't forget to turn off the switch. So class, what do I write now? 1/2 equals sine of y. What's the next step? Let's find our two values for y. Take out your unit circle. Try to do that mentally before. This is really if you're really understanding it. Try to visualize in your head. Where is sine positive? Think of the two locations. See if you can think of it, the angle in the sine of an angle. Try using radians where it's positive 1/2. Now take yours out. See if you can confirm. Sine is positive here. I'm looking for where sine is 1/2. Class, is that the correct location?
No, it's cosine.
This represents cosine. So we're looking for 1/2 of sine, the second one. What's my answers? 5 over 6 and 5 over 6. Let's write that down. Okay. Class, what's the restriction of the domain for the inverse of sine? And 5 over 2. So basically I want something in between here, right? Question. If I convert these and multiply it by 3, so I get what? What's an equivalent? Negative what? 3 pi over 6. And this one will be 3 pi over 6. Class, yes or no, is pi over 6 in here? Yeah, it's right there. There's 0, and that's like 1. Does that make sense? 1 pi over 6. So yes, it is. How about 5 pi over 6? It's way outside here, right? Could I add or subtract 12 pi over 6? No. So then our final answer is y equals pi over 6. Now, I like seeing this on your papers. I like to see that you knew where sine is positive 1/2. And then I like to know that you knew to reject 1 and accept 1.